Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike, and that's Rob, and this is the Sticky Side. What are we doing today, Rob? We got no show plan. We are just here, but wait, we do have something later. We got the Gore twins coming on with their pops. But before then, I want to ask you, how's the weather in Middleburg, Florida?
Well, today it's raining, and I actually heard. I went out today. I was doing some stuff, doing some running around. I had a meeting with a brand new venue, going to bring cornhole back to a venue that was actually the original venue that we First Coast Cornhole ever had, where cornhole started here in Jacksonville back in 2016. So we're bringing it back to a place called Dick's Wings. And it kind of where this whole thing started for me and a buddy of mine, Ryan Johnson, and I run First Coast Cornhole here in this area of Florida. And we're going to bring it back to Dick's Wings starting in 2 Tuesdays. So it's going to be fun, man. We're ready, but the weather's shitty. And when I was there and I was talking to somebody, they told me it's supposed to get down into the 20s over the next 3 or 4 days here in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm not happy about that. I'm going to go further south.
Well, yeah, it's cold here now, too. I'm like, how do you go from Monday, like 76 degrees? Look, so it was so nice Monday. I was like, damn, I'm going to go get my boat out of storage and start cleaning it up. So I pulled my boat in my yard, got the sprayer out, sprayed the deck. You know, there's some mold on it, and I was like, I can't get this mold up. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to order some paint. I'm just going to repaint the deck. So I didn't look at the weather for the rest of the week. So I got my paint in yesterday and haven't been able to touch it. So my boat's just sitting out there getting drenched. And, you know, I'm ready, man. When I have my mind set on something, I want to do it right then and there. I can't wait. So now Mother Nature.
That's right. I mean, that is definitely, I've witnessed that when you talk about booking shows. And next thing I know, you got like 5 shows on the calendar.
I don't play.
You obviously you don't mess around, man. It's funny because you tell me you're like, I don't know who these guys are. I'm like, well, who is it? Because I'm thinking if you don't know them, how am I gonna know them? And then you're like, you throw out these names, and I'm like, holy crap! Of course I know these guys. So
yeah,
it's funny that you're going down the list and you're just hitting these dudes up. However you're doing it. I guess what are you using? Facebook and just hitting them up and talking to them and.
People that I see on social media that are good throwers, you know, it's content. You just got to put content out there and make a library, man. So that's basically what I'm doing.
That's funny. I mean, I didn't even know. I mean, you're just looking at it, and you said that the other day. You're like, let's look at the rankings, and I'm like, what do we need to look at the rankings for? And you're like, and you have all these ideas, and I'm just, I'm like, okay, whatever. And then you say these names. I'm like, oh yeah, I know him. I mean, Turpin and I, we got our own little greeting every time we see each other. We give each other one of these.
Well, I'm sure that's going to make an appearance.
So, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Well, and it's like you mentioned off camera. This is it Women's Appreciation Month, Laura, or something like that? Or is it called something else?
How would Laura know?
Because this woman is not appreciated. The whole month goes unnoticed by men everywhere.
Lies.
So
not me. Wasn't I the one who brought it up? I mean, I thought I did.
It was you.
Look, Rob brings it up like after I had booked 2 guests for next week, and we're already a week into the month. Rob's like, "Hey, by the way,
I figured everybody knew it was Women's Month. I didn't know you didn't. What am I? I mean, yesterday was Women's Day. What the hell?
Working Woman's Day, yes. So stay-at-home mom. Got shit on that one.
No, come on.
No, yesterday was International Women's Day. So just women everywhere were being celebrated and supported.
Lauded.
So was it Monday was Working Women's Day? And one of them was Working Women's Day.
All I know is last year for International Women's Day, you sent me flowers, and this year I can get shit.
Oh boy! Thanks for bringing this up, Rob.
Well, I mean,
it was
seems
a nice
like you're
memory
a little
to look
complacent.
back
You might
on.
need to do some work. I don't know. You might need to do a little work. I don't like this complacency that you're showing.
I'm one of the hardest working people on this planet. I'm
talking about for her. I'm not talking about for us. I'm talking about for that girl right there.
I'll make it up for her, man. She's traveling all over the country with me. I'm taking her all these cornhole tournaments and stuff. She loves it. See,
she loves it so much. As long as there's babies.
Look, she just went to San Antonio with me. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't for cornhole.
It was not.
That was a family occasion. You know, we got to watch your son graduate from Air Force basic training.
Yes.
And that was so special. You know, I have, you know, whether Michael likes it or not, I have fully integrated myself into his family. So it was really wonderful to be there and celebrate Jordan, because that's a huge accomplishment, you know, and send him off into the next part of his journey with the United States Air Force. It was a beautiful, beautiful occasion.
I'm glad you went. That's awesome.
Me too.
That's really awesome.
I had never been to Texas, let alone San Antonio.
I did exactly that ceremony, matter of fact.
Yeah. So I highly recommend that to parents out there with teenagers. Have them join the Air Force. It's a great time out there at Lackland Air Force Base.
It did look like you, the pictures that came across, it looked like you had a great time.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, San Antonio's a great town, so. Yeah.
Couldn't find any cornhole
like
out
you had
there,
fun.
But really didn't look.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't really looking.
Yeah, I really wasn't. Actually, a friend of mine that I met in the TCL back in probably 14, 15, Chris Paul, he kept bugging me the whole time I was out there, just texting me all these shots because me and him talk shit to each other all day, but it's friendly, you know, banter and shit. And he was like, you should have went down to Austin and let Eddie Grindersleeve beat your ass. I guess there was some kind of there must have been some kind of big tournament in Austin, and Austin's only like an hour and a half away from San Antonio. So, but
is Austin fun, bro? I love Austin.
I love Texas. I mean,
that's where I ripped the toilet seat off. I told you about that.
No, I ripped the toilet seat off. What?
Yeah, it was an open in Austin. By 2:00, I was like, not 3 sheets. There was way more sheets in that wind. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I was in the bathroom doing my thing, you know, trying to get rid of some of that alcohol, and I fell and I grabbed the toilet seat, ripped the toilet seat right off the toilet. It was awesome.
Oh no! Well, you want to talk about falling?
Oh my God!
Like Laura couldn't wait for this one. So we're in San Antonio, and I'm already probably 4 cocktails in. I had a nice little buzz going. And I thought it was a great idea. We were on our way to the Alamo, so we're walking on the sidewalk going to the Alamo. And I thought it was a great idea to take a ride on a bird scooter. So I went, took my credit card, swiped it, boom, put it in the app, bird activated. I take off, and I'm going around this corner, and I see him, and I stop, and I get off the scooter. And I put my right foot on the scooter, and I grab the gas and I press it with my thumb, and I wasn't expecting it to just like jerk and take off. Bro, let me tell you, this thing put me in the air, and
oh my gosh,
my left foot drug on the sidewalk, and I haven't had strawberries since I quit playing softball, probably 8 years. I got strawberries up and down my leg, some nasty ones, and it destroyed my Hey Dudes. Like, Hey Dudes they were not meant for that, man. Completely
for sure.
Scraped the whole top of them. But, yeah.
I'm just confused as to how, you know, I turned around because we got several yards in front of Michael. And I'm like, oh, my God, where the fuck is Michael? I'm calling him. He ignores my call. I'm like, oh, my God, he's on a goddamn scooter. And I turn around, and he comes, like, veering around this corner, and I just see legs in the air. And it was just... It was.
I popped right up.
I wish.
No picture opportunities, no video opportunities. I popped right up.
Probably fix your hip. You probably don't need surgery. No.
I wish.
Not to fuse.
No lingering effects except for the strawberries. I hope.
No, but yeah, that was a fun story. So Women's Month.
No drinking and driving, bro. Why don't you stay away?
You could technically get like a DUI
for that. Yeah,
it's the same
in Texas.
Yes.
Ooh, God, that would suck. All right, so it is Women's Month, and we've got one woman booked for the show so far. I'm leaving the women booking to Rob over there, so we'll see what happens for the rest of the
Laura, you want to be on the show?
She's on her own show.
I am not sure I have a whole ton to contribute to the Sticky Side Cornhole podcast.
Cornhole across the board. Come on.
Come on. That was funny.
So what's new in the cornhole world? Anything happened this past weekend? Or?
Well, I was up in Chicago. Well, it was Peoria. It ended up being
Mm,
Peoria, Illinois, for one of the biggest fundraisers in all of the cornhole world. Top Dog. It was the
okay.
12th annual Top Dog over there. Um, Typically, it's run by Rudy Rutherford. This year, because of Rudy's kind of health problems that he had gone through, Ryan Windsor had taken it over, and he helped with the running of it. And then Capital City Cornhole was the guys who actually kind of organized the tournament and did all of that running. It was run through Scoreholio all weekend
Mm.
long, and they had, I mean, I'm guessing 9, 10 divisions. The first night they had a monster blind draw. There was like 200 and some teams
Oh wow.
in the big blind draw the first Friday night. And then Saturday they started off with, they had A, B, and C doubles. So they didn't even call it advanced. They just called it A, B, and C. So if you were in B, you could be a pro, but you had to play with a non pro, or a maybe a non advanced player. They didn't want super teams together. And then the C had no pros in it, and then the A, you could do any team you wanted. Matt and Brett were there.
Mhm.
And then Sunday they started with women's, seniors, and junior singles early in the morning, and then they started all the other singles a little bit later. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, big monster tournament. Raised a bunch of money for a no-kill shelter up in that area, which is what they've always given their money to. But
Well,
Alex Hicks was the biggest runaway winner with everything. He won singles, he won doubles. I think he may have won the blind draw. I'm not
oh,
sure. But
wow.
him and Kyle Malone, Kyle's
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of a friend of the show. He's ready to get on with us sometime. But Kyle was Alex Hicks' partner in the A doubles, and they took it down. So
Mhm.
it was nice to see a Florida boy come all the way up there. And
So how much does
but
a
here's a great
12
story.
how much does a
Sorry, go ahead.
12-year-old win at the Top Dog?
Oh, it's a charity tournament, so it's
Yeah.
not like all the money goes to. I'm not exactly sure what first place was, but he won it all. He won singles, he won doubles,
Phew,
so
phew.
he won the most that you could.
Oh, oh
So,
gosh. All right, go
but here's
ahead.
the story, right? I
Yeah.
got a rental car. I flew into O'Hare, and I drove over to Peoria 3.5 hours.
Mhm.
Right? Rental car Sunday, singles is over. I go eat some dinner. It's probably 7:30 over there. That's what is that, Central Time? Is that what that is?
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, Central. So it's 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 our time. I start driving back to O'Hare. I'm kind of getting a little tired because the weekend, how it is. Everything in Peoria is open till 4 a.m. So we kind of took advantage of that, right?
Mhm.
And in the dance club till whenever, just having a good time with all the friends. You know how cornhole is, man. Hanging out, drinking, doing our thing. Four
Yep, yep.
o'clock in the morning, go to bed, wake up before 9 o'clock. So now you're depriving yourself of the normal sleep. So I get in the car to drive on home. Or on over to Chicago to catch my flight, 8 a.m. Monday morning flight. I get a little tired, so I pull into a little truck stop / gas station. I'm gonna take a few hour nap because I still have plenty of time to get there, plenty of time my flight return rental car. I go to sleep probably about 9:30, maybe 10 over there that time, 10:30, 11 here. I wake up about 3 a.m. There's 3.5 inches of snow on my freaking car, bro. And then I had to drive the extra hour and a half to freaking Chicago O'Hare with one lane that was clean because, coming that
Yeah.
fast, they can't really clean those roads. So
So
all the salt and everything
it wasn't
was in the
snowing
slow
when you went
lane.
to sleep?
No, 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 no.
No.
It was well over 40 degrees.
Oh
It
wow.
was 60 in the day, and it
Uh-huh.
just kept dropping until the snow came on. And it was really only about 30 degrees when it was snowing. So it started off as a wet snow and then a big flake snow and all accumulated. And like I said, there was about 3 inches. And the pass lane was still full of snow. So thank God I have plenty of experience growing up in the snow belt in Ohio, south of Cleveland.
So it's a
But oh
possibility
my
we
good
could run into
gracious.
this in a couple of weeks.
I mean, I hope not.
I mean,
But
because
with
we
with
are.
Rob's birthday, I've
Yeah.
got to do all my flights. I got a kind of a flight schedule where I'm trying to find the least expensive flights because
Mhm.
I'll be in Atlantic City, like I told you. So I'm going to go from Orlando to Atlantic City. That's going to be my first leg of my flight.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a weekend in Atlantic City. I'm probably going to go from Philly. I'm going to drive over to Philly and go from Philly to O'Hare because Midway was another $200. So I'm going to go Midway to O'Hare and then spend the night there. I'm probably going to do that Monday morning, hang out Monday, do the man cave, and then fly out Tuesday morning or whatever from O'Hare back to Jacksonville probably.
Now I'm flying Southwest, and I think my ticket round trip is $255. The only setback with my ticket is it's so early in the morning. Like I leave RDU at 6 a.m., right, roughly 6 a.m., 6:15 a.m., and I get to Chicago Midway at 7:30 a.m. You know, so
are you gonna get a car, or what are you gonna do?
I don't know, man. Rob Beverly, who we're going there, Man Cave Mondays, he invited me up there for this huge blind draw, and I was like, let's just do a sticky side show out of it, you know. So I'm glad you're coming now, so we both get to go on the road for it. But I got
to make it happen. I still haven't found the complete path, so I got to book everything. But
well, maybe you can make it happen
tomorrow.
But
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you know, Rob was like, bro, just come get here, bro. I'll take care of everything. So
nice.
But I don't think he knew I was getting there so early in the morning. So I don't know if he has to work that day. He told me I could just hang out at the crib, and and then I fly out the next morning early. So I'm just there to actually play cornhole and do the sticky side on the road. That's it.
Play cornhole and do cornhole. And
that's it, man. That's it.
We need more show sponsors. I mean, you were talking to the Jersey guy. We need to get him in on a sponsorship. I'll be hanging out with him this weekend, as a matter of fact. I got the Bag Bash down near Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he's going to be there. It's Titan Bags, Jersey guy.
The Bag Bash.
There.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
$10,000 guaranteed.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
gonna be run like a rounders. So, or like an open. So there's gonna be some rounders for doubles, and then it's gonna move on into doubles and then singles on Sunday. So,
man,
looking forward to that.
I need to live your life. I need the cornhole life. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and break this news right now. So. Well, it's kind of like I told you about it. Next season, I'm going to throw my hat into the director's ring for the ACL. And I just locked up a venue right here where I live. And it's a brand new recreational center they built in Creedmoor. I want to say in 2020 is when they finished it. And I went in there today, talked to the manager, and told him what I was looking at doing. And, man, it's very nice for myself and for them, this partnership. So, you know, there's a couple more things that have to be tweaked, and that I have to get some information. But it looks like it's going to be a go, man. Triangle Cornhole, which was established in 2011, 2012,
nice.
Is returning to the area.
That's fun, man. That's exciting news. I mean, like I told you, you really have to find the satisfaction in doing this. And, you know, you said, you know, I got to like people more, but it's not as easy as you made it sound when you said it like that. So,
yeah. Rob, you love people. You're a people person. I mean, look at you. Come on.
I like the way you think.
I do tell you this. I did some equipment quotes today, pricing the stuff out. Oh my God, man! Some of these board prices, there's no way. You're talking 8 sets of boards, like $3,600. When back in the day, 8 sets of boards probably cost about $1,500 to $2,000.
Yeah, it just ain't happening like that anymore.
Yeah.
I can do you better than that, and that'll get you scoreboards too. But
well,
I'll send you the link. Talking about tablets, I'll send you that link. But
yeah. So I figure, you know, I got a lot of money to invest in this off the get-go. You know, but I'm going to do live streaming and hopefully some commentary work. It all depends on how big the regionals are. You know, I looked at the ACL's director site, and there's a bunch of North Carolina ones, but there's none close to here, you know.
Well, good.
Yeah,
good.
So the Raleigh players have nowhere to go unless they want to drive an hour and a half. You're talking east or west.
They probably have, though. You know, they probably do now.
Yeah, they do. They do. but I'm sure they don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Can you hear that rain coming through my microphone by chance? It's raining like crazy in here, boy.
You are muffled, but I'm not hearing
really?
rain.
The rain is just pouring down, so
no, I don't
crazy.
hear it. That's good sleeping weather.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Oh, I got a metal roof, so definitely.
Oh, that's what I grew up with. Tin roof. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey man, look, let's get to our guests tonight. We got Jake and Jackson Gore and their dad Scott here to talk bags. The youth movement of today, Rob, is crazy. All these kids that are dead shots.
They're good, man. They're good. I mean, you know, like back in the day, Derek King was the guy, right? He was the young guy. Even Cody Henderson way back was young in the game, and Eric and Brandon, they were young at one time, but it's not the same, man. Now there's a whole division of youth that's just it's unbelievable. Like you said, it's a youth movement. These kids are really, really good.
I mean, these
it
guys.
Doesn't matter if they're 7 or 12 or 15.
When
Even
we
Matthew
started,
Morton, when he grew up,
when we met for the first time, these kids were like 2 years old, 2, 3 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they have achieved a status in cornhole. Their game has achieved this elite level almost. You know, they both made it out of the PDC, right, at the last national.
Yep.
So I mean, wow, that's crazy, man. And we've been throwing forever.
Right. And we were discussing it amongst most of the pros, like, is there a chance that they won't make it out every time?
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, the truth is there may not be and Jack went far in that national in singles. He did not mess around. He went all the way to, I believe, the winner's semifinal where he lost to Matt. So, I mean, he was in it, man. Jack is he's dead shot for sure.
Well, let's get to it, man. Let's talk to them. Let's see what they're about. We have got some special guests on the sticky side tonight. We have got the twin terrors of cornhole in the house. We've got Jackson and Jacob Gore, joined by their father, Mr. Scotty Gore. How you guys doing over there?
Good. Hanging out.
Just hanging. You guys used to doing all these interviews yet?
It's like our second, maybe, or third.
Second one?
Third? Okay, maybe I don't know the count. It must be 3.
We did when Trevor used to do Trevor Tuesdays, like interviewing people. We were on that, and then I think we were on one more.
Isley. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, with Isley.
Yep. My goodness, we got like the whole family. Come on, Mom. Come join
Might as well. Let's get the whole Gore family up in here.
I love it.
I mean, it wasn't just Scotty that brought these two up. Hey, made them cornhole beasts.
They've done that on their own pretty much, man. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people talk about training their kids up. I've never once told them how to hold a bag, how to do any of the shots. They've just picked it up. They watch an immense amount of YouTube videos of older cornhole matches and things like that, and they can almost emulate anybody's throw at this point.
This gets me to my first question, and Jackson, you can answer it. How did you boys get started on it?
We so when we were 4 years old, our mom and dad told us about it, and so they would set up the boards. When we used to live in Virginia, we had a basement. They'd set up the boards in the basement, not necessarily 27 feet, because obviously we probably couldn't throw that far when we were 4. But they put it close enough to where we can like throw, and we threw ever since we moved out of the house in 2014. Which then when we went to go check the house, we went down to the basement and you could see the marks of where our bags would hit the ceiling, because it wasn't really that like high of a base, or like the ceiling was low.
The ceiling looked like an airport runway.
Yeah.
Skid marks all down.
Well, how old are you boys now?
12. We're
About to be 13.
yeah, we're turning 13
Let's go.
at the national. At the national.
Oh wow.
Which I'm sure you're
Right.
going to make the main bracket again, right? I'm thinking.
Hopefully,
Oh,
I mean, it's the same. It was the same. There's 5 spots in singles, 2 spots in doubles. That was the same as what it was in Vegas. If we both go like we did, then we should most likely make it.
I want to know how y'all got so good. I mean, y'all how long have y'all been throwing? I mean, what, like
So,
They're not any good. What are you talking about?
Rob? They're better than you. Rob, I would put $100 on both of them if they spotted you 20.
I would too.
I eat my Cheerios. That's why I'm good.
That's
Cheerios.
what I'm talking about.
Oh,
They spend we have a rule in the house. If it's 50 degrees and over, then I'll set the boards up. And our driveway is pretty flat, and both sides of it's got paint marks at 27 feet. So we just drag the boards out, and they'll sit out there for hours. And I don't mean like 1 or 2. I'm talking like 40. If the boards are set up all day on a Saturday, we're actually home. Then they're going to be out there probably, I'd say 6 hours at least, just throwing.
well,
so
Not continuous now. They'll take breaks. You know, you got to ride your scooter or your hoverboard or whatever. And, you know, you got to have breaks.
I was going to ask that. Do you guys do anything that other boys your age would do besides play cornhole? You got any other hobbies?
we play
Fortnite.
well, not really.
I forget what the hobbies are these days.
I do too.
Right?
We don't play it all we mainly like to spend our time outside. At least I do. I normally, if it's 40 something degrees, I'll still go outside. And we got kids around here that live down here that we'll play basketball, we'll play football. Sometimes we'll convince them to play cornhole with us. And
For money.
no. See, we have them on our teams. Say there's 2 of them.
Gotcha.
I'll take one. Jake takes the other. We'll have fun. And then, so I mean, yeah, pretty much just sometimes,
Anything your normal 12-year-old does. They like to collect baseball cards,
football cards.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Are you guys into sports like that? I mean, you guys follow baseball and football? And,
Yeah, I follow football and basketball the most.
They even had amongst their friends at school, they had their own fantasy football league this year.
Yeah.
So
Oh, cool.
they pay attention.
Are you Panther fans?
No,
No.
Wow.
What do you guys like?
Oh,
they're
no.
garbage. Panthers are garbage.
I mean,
Who do you
they
like?
are, but
I like the Cardinals.
Oh, and the Panthers are garbage. I like
I
that.
know, right?
I like
I mean, dang.
he likes the Rams.
I got a question for
He
both
likes
of you
who?
boys, and I want to
Jake
say,
likes the
and I want to say, I want to thank Jake. He's being a trooper. I know Jake doesn't feel well, so I know I used to get those headaches too, man. They suck. But if Jake wants to help answer this one too, when did you guys turn the corner? Like, when did y'all get great? When did people start saying, "Oh my God, I got to play one of the Gore boys"?
Let me prelim this before you guys decide to answer. We're in the Carolinas now, and the cornhole royalty, if you'll have it, there's a lot of it around here. We go an hour north, and it's Jamie Graham, the Davises, Allison Peters, KK, Jamie, Frank goes. I mean, that's an hour north, and if we go an hour west or an hour south,
Hollins, Jordan Kimbrell, Dusty Thompson,
Eric
Ryder, Cam Presley,
Brandon Jones, and Duncan Clemmer. I mean, they're all in our area. So if we go to a blind draw, they're there. If we go to a regional, they're there. It's always stacked no matter where we go. So as far as the turning the corner goes, when we first moved here, we went to a place called Rockwell to play, and they would let the boys play together. They wouldn't charge us. And then, they get mopped up pretty quick, but then they started beating people. So then they're like, okay, they got to pay. And I said, okay, no problem. So they paid to get in. Well, then they started winning. So then they said, well, now they got to split up. Now they got to get in the pool with everybody else. So, but your first big win?
All right. So then we also went to a place on Thursday nights in Mount Holly. It's, what was it called?
South Main.
South Main. And we played not on teams.
Not you and your brother. It was a blind draw.
Blind draw. And I got paired up one night with Derek Holland before he was like, well, he was good at the time, just not like he didn't play ACL and all. And that's Derek Holland.
That's Josh's dad.
He's been great forever. That's the first guy that I ever thought was great.
I know.
He just didn't play ACL at the time.
Right.
That's who I actually got my first win with.
How old were you then? Do you
I was probably 8, 9, maybe 10.
No, you weren't 10.
And
I'd say you're 8 or 9.
Jake actually got his first win too with Derek Holland at the same place. Yeah.
Nice.
Who was your first win then?
Josh or Duncan.
No.
Oh, okay.
So either Josh, Derek, or Duncan was Jake's first local win at a blind draw.
So what you're saying basically is, Scott, they had to adapt, or they were just going to constantly keep getting beat.
Oh yeah, and they've risen to the occasion. I used to beat them in the driveway. Now they mess with me. You know, they'll put me on. They'll put the scoreboard on 19 on my side, and won't let me score. You know, it's
like
brutal.
I even throw lefty on him sometimes.
Oh no, not the lefty. Well, yeah. When I first saw you guys play, I don't know. I've been out for a while, so you guys are new to me. When I came back last year, I saw you guys playing at Spencer McKenzie, and y'all were playing on the stage, and Rob was up there emceeing the match, and I could see the competitive drive that you both have, and the fist pumps, the WWE charisma that you both showed. It was kind of crazy, and I was sitting up there looking at him. I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I seen youth throwers before. When I was throwing back in 12, 13, 14, there was a kid named Bobby Morse Jr. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he was probably the first child phenom I had seen. And he was one that you would play and be like, oh God, I got Bobby, and he would beat you. And
you didn't ever think Derek King was a child phenom?
Well, Derek wasn't in my area. Bobby was.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right, I got you.
Yeah, I wasn't too familiar with Derek except for when I saw him at ACO Majors. But I mean, the youth movement in the ACL, or actually cornhole across the board, no matter what organization it is crazy right now.
Right.
What?
Cornhole across the board?
Yep.
You totally meant to do that.
No, I did not.
But
it was genius.
Pun intended. Absolute pun intended.
But this youth movement, man, is crazy right now, and you guys are at the top, and you guys are going to upset a lot of players here in the future. For a long time.
I always say that it's different for them though than it is for you or I to get up onto the board. Not that I'm thinking about paying my house payment with the $15 that I made last night at the blind draw, but you and I have a different mindset. We have different things on our mind.
Yeah.
They play cornhole and go to middle school.
Yeah.
That's it. So, I mean, they don't have the same mindset. And Jack has a motto, no bag left behind, when he throws a real short block or misses a shot and it's really short and he won't let it go. But where you and I may think a little different, we're going to just go ahead and finish out with a 10 at that point, forget that bag way down on the bottom, but not, they don't, I don't know if they don't think about the end results, if they miss all their bags, or which they won't, but I mean, it's just a different mindset is what I'm getting at when they get up next to the board.
Well,
the $10 doesn't bother them in the entry fee like it does somebody, just like you said, who worked real hard to get there by 6:55 so he could enter and put his $10 in, hoping to draw one of you boys so he could go to the finals and get that $40 so he can make it through to payday. Sometimes that's the way it is, but you're right. These guys, no bag left behind. If they were my partner that night, it'd matter now.
I'm sure. Unfortunately, drew me last night, so we finished third.
I had my mom on Monday and we won, and then I had him last night at the same place and we got third.
Wow, you took your mom and your dad to the podium. I bet you could even take Rob Chismark to the podium. That would make you up.
My back's gonna hurt, but I probably will take.
Get there. We get there easy. Don't even try me. I'm a blind draw. I'm a blind draw freak.
Throw them board men.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, what do you guys
Throw
like?
whatever you want.
What do y'all like most about the game? What's your favorite aspect of it? This goes to both of you guys.
You go first.
I will say what I witnessed from the outside looking in is the camaraderie. Because when we went to Vegas, that was our first national ever. And, you know, being the dad and the mom, we had Thursday. We went in, we flew in on Wednesday night. So we had all Thursday to do whatever we wanted to do. I even put a post out on Facebook, you know, people who have been out there, what can I do with a couple 12-year-olds out there for the day? And Josh Keck put out a message and said, if anybody's in town early, can you come down and help us set up? So we said, okay, well, we can go down there and help them set up in the morning. Then maybe we'll go to a roller coaster or something that they would enjoy. What I didn't bet on was the fact of all their friends from the West Coast going to be there and showing up, like, you know, Light Skin and
Josh Thielen,
all of them. They showed
Ice
up.
Tubby and Tyler.
They showed up to help set up, and the last thing the boys wanted to do at that point was go ride a roller coaster. They just wanted to throw bags with the friends that they don't get to see, you know. So I mean, that I see the companionship and the friends that they made, you know, off the boards, the other pros and the other people that are there. I think that's one of the main things. Wouldn't you guys say?
I was going to say the people.
The people.
Yeah. I also like. What do you say? My favorite thing about it. I like just beating people.
And, there you go.
I like bags.
Tell it like it is.
Bags. I am a big fan of bags. I know I throw BGs, but like if I see someone with like a cool set of like BGs or any bag, pretty much, I'll be like, oh, can I buy those? Just the bag. I like bags a lot.
How many sets of bags you got?
Ooh.
7. I got
700.
Add a couple zeros.
I would say, realistically, in our living room, not in our what we carry with us to go play.
300.
No, there's no 300. There's probably 120 to 150 sets sitting in there.
Wow, sets.
Yeah, and then we have a tote in the truck that we take with us. That's our bargain bin, we call it. You know, bags that we use that we don't use anymore. And I mean, we're a family of 5, and everybody throws. So
nice.
And everybody likes different bags except for these two. They tend to like the same thing.
Who's the 5th? How come I've never met the 5th?
She's a college student.
Oh, there you go.
Oh. Does she throw?
Jake, is your favorite thing that you always get mistaken for Alex Hicks, so everybody thinks you're famous?
Yeah. His favorite thing is talking.
Why is he not talking? Look at this guy.
He's quiet tonight. This is a rare occasion.
Oh, we like it, man.
You know, that's my picture on Facebook is the picture you handed him a microphone at Spencer's. I don't know why you thought that was a good idea.
Man, come on. Because the kid is priceless. He's got some of the greatest stuff to say. And he got the microphone in his hand, and he just went, here, you take it.
He said, which, I don't know what he said. He said something about me, and then everybody just started laughing.
But I was thinking about this earlier today. When you said something about Alex Hicks and like Ian Cripps are different than these two. And what I mean by that is if you feed these guys any excitement, I don't know, pump them up at all.
Get the crowd going.
Yeah, like what was happening at Spencer's last year, then they become different animals on the board. And
right.
I didn't want to leave.
It's good and bad. I mean, it creates sometimes some pretty hard downfalls, but that's what you're going to get sometimes when you get the crowd going and it doesn't go your way, you know.
Where does that come from? So, because you're pretty reserved. I mean, I've witnessed you be a little less reserved, but that's usually after a couple of adult beverages.
Right.
But typically, you seem to be reserved, and Mama is super reserved, like the quietest person most of the time. I've seen her cheer for the boys every once in a while, but where does that come from? What do you guys watch a lot of TV? Do you watch MMA? Do you watch wrestling? Where does that moxie come from that's just inside you and comes out when you hit that big shot? Where does it come from?
I watch cornhole.
Okay.
You watch
So
cornhole?
you emulate Trevor Brooks? What is it? Is it Trevor
No.
Brooks your hero? Oh, okay.
No, but he was the first pro they ever met when they were playing juniors with ACO. He came to Concord. Nice. They were so stoked, man. They finally got to meet a pro. So, but they watch some. No, you guys really don't watch wrestling anymore, do you?
I used to when I was little, like
maybe that's what did it.
8 or 9.
I mean, they get the crowd going at good times. They get the crowd going a lot, and Jake is out there. Jack's a little bit more subtle, so it's fun to watch them both hit those big shots and it's really what it is to me is it's uplifting because they don't do it to the guy next to them or to the crowd. They do it between themselves and to each other. So that's what really makes it great when they're going at it and hitting everything. It's just, that's what's fun to watch for me anyway, as I'm commentating the game, just to see them be together. It's almost like they get tunnel vision and it's them on the boards. It doesn't matter where the other bags are or who the opponent is. It's just them being them, twin terrors.
Well, I've told them, and I tell them on many occasions that there's only 2 people. Like we were going to Virginia Beach to the Open, the first Open we went to, and we were in the truck. It was like a 5.5 hour ride, I think. And I told them, I said, I looked at who's in this tournament. There's only 2 people I see that can beat you. And they got on the defensive immediately. They want to know who their dad thinks can beat them. And I told them, I said, it's you 2. I said, because when y'all get along, there's nobody out there that can beat you. But now, as this dynamic works with brothers, there's good days and bad days. I mean, there's days that they're not going to get along. I didn't get along every day with my brother. Just that's life. And I watch them enough that I can easily pick out a day that we're not going to have a good day. It just, it happens. It's just part of life.
Can I go back to the question about something that I like about cornhole?
Yeah.
Now we're past that.
I like it when people root against me because I don't know what it is. It's just this thing in me that just wants to make me it makes me throw good sometimes. I want to show them that.
Wait, people actually root against you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That second mouth.
Did you hear
Haters.
that? Oh, yeah.
Usually the kids, man, they usually get all the fan favorites.
It's not. Normally, I'd say yes. We there's a lot of people rooting for us, but when people lose to us, didn't really know us coming into going into the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they get mad or something, but they just tend to try and root for the other their I don't know,
their friends that are playing or something like that.
Yeah, their friends or or just this person that I'm playing. They root for them, and it just I don't know. It just.
Well, I take it back to Spencer McKenzie's. You guys were playing Elvis Orr and Greg Veda.
Yep.
And those guys, I'm sure they probably didn't know who you were. They're coastal baggers in Virginia, and I think both of them have been out the game for a while. So I'm sure they were shocked when y'all wiped the boards with them because those guys are like really good players. And I'm sure a lot of people get hit like that when kids beat them. I'm not going to lie, man. When Bobby Morris Jr. used to beat me, I used to think to myself, really? I just let this kid beat me? And it would fire me up. So I get it. But I learned to suck it up. And every time I beat Bobby, I let him know, too. I was like, you're 12 years old, but if I beat you, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to rub it in your face. Yeah.
That's how he is.
Yeah.
If he beats us, listen, if we mess around too much and he beats us in the driveway, he'll definitely let us hear about it.
That's the end of the day for me right there. If I beat him in the driveway, I don't.
Yeah, that's the walk-off. That's the walk-off.
Retire right there. Go out on top.
Doesn't happen often.
I'll play you again next week, but till then, I'm the champ.
That's right.
So here's a big question right here, and I can't wait to hear the answer to this. A race to 5 games. Who wins the best out of 5?
Me.
Oh. Jake said, I don't know about that.
I'm going to say it depends on the day.
Depends
It's
on the
me.
day. Yeah.
Because one day, one of them's on fire, and then,
Yeah.
if they could ever link up like that in a turn, well, they've done well. I mean, they finished 3rd at Virginia Beach in the Open. And where'd
I
y'all
won an
finish at the
Open.
first? Oh, yeah, we have not with your brother. I mean, they've.
He threw that in there quick.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And walk.
And
walked
walked
off.
Oh, no, he went to go get his trophy.
Oh, mic drop.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about.
Hold up. If we're going to do that, hold up.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
Oh, no. Showing trophies.
I mean,
But
that's a nice one. Congrats.
anymore, though, they're not. I mean, when we first came on the scene a couple of years ago, as far as ACL goes, nobody did know him. And like Spencer's, there's a lot of people out there that probably don't know him. But
I like
in our area now and in the circles that we run in, everybody, they're not a secret anymore. And kids in general, like Alex Hicks and Ian Cripps and Trevor Caballero, none of these kids are secrets anymore with the Facebook and YouTube and everything like that,
I mean, in the kids' defense, it isn't really because of them. The parents do want them to get noticed. I mean, you guys, you parents aren't really. You're not like what Justin is with Trevor. You're not following behind them with the camera every single chance you get. But you want these kids to get noticed so they can get the exposure that they deserve. The ACL doesn't do a great job of exposing the juniors right now. It's one of their divisions that's lacking. So it's kind of up to you to get their exposure. We don't want them to be a secret. These kids are gems out there crushing people, doing their thing. And I get it. I mean, I think they need the exposure and they need your help with it. So,
and it helps to lure prospective sponsors as well. I mean, we run up and down the road. In 2 months. We went from Virginia Beach to Kentucky to Florida to Asheville, and then we capped it off with Vegas. So I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, it's a big commitment for her and I to take them everywhere. I mean, we generally play 2 blind draws a week, and then that's not true.
No, 3.
Yeah, we play 3 blind draws a week, and then hit a regional or something on the weekend.
I did it first.
Oh, look at that!
I did it.
Jackson went and got his trophy.
This is from last year. Me and Eric Davis won the Louisville Open.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And you guys still aren't done traveling. You got a lot more traveling with the ACL coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I mean, you're 1/5 of the way through nationals, so I'm sure you're booked for Atlantic City. So,
oh yeah, we're there.
Driving to Atlantic City, or how do you get around by driving most of the time?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Florida tricked me a little bit. I even looked at it before we decided to go, but man, did that drive feel like forever down there. But
because you weren't even there when you got to Florida, you still had another 4 hours, and it was like, what?
I was like, man, we're down by Disney World. This is crazy. I guess I just didn't pay enough attention. I don't know, but that one felt pretty long. And then we drove back home into a snowstorm, so that was a good time. But
why even go home?
There's a day job thing I have to do, but it's no big deal. But yeah, Atlantic City will drive to. The other 2, where is it? Utah, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, Salt Lake City.
We'll fly to that one. Illinois,
yeah.
We'll fly to. And see, we're pretty lucky. Rock Hill is only 45 minutes to an hour south of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
So I mean, that's an easy one.
And traveling is just going to get more expensive in these next few weeks, man. I was talking to Rob earlier today. How is this going to affect cornhole, the gas prices? Because not only is it going to affect like your vehicles, topping off at the local gas stations, also going to affect plane tickets because that fuel is going to go up. I think jet fuel will be the last thing to go up because it's already very high as it is.
I think they're locked in. Someone told me today that they're locked in for a set amount of time and then it'll go up.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They do sign contracts. So.
But another side to that same subject is, if it's taking you an extra $10, $20 to fill up at the pumps, then that may be the $10 or $20 instead of hitting 2 blind draws a week. You're only going to be able to go to 1 because that was the money you were going to use for that. So, I mean, it's going to affect everything. It's not just going to, travel's just not going to be it, but it'll be everything else as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and
Crazy,
those boys are going to finish in the money anyway, so they're going to come out on top. So look at that.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same amount. The value's not as high anymore. You know, now with these guaranteed payouts, you know, they thought they were high, but now the value in that guaranteed payout is not nearly as high anymore just because of everything else and the cost. I saw a meme today where gas told lumber to hold its beer. Hey, hold my beer.
We won't be building anything for a while.
Yeah.
No, costs too much to go get it.
Well, look, man, we won't hold y'all much longer. I do want to thank you guys for being on the show. Appreciate you taking the short invitation and coming on.
Not a problem, man. We were.
Is that a short joke? That's not cool.
No.
We're picking on Jake.
Oh my God. And you
Jake,
guys.
thank you.
So never mind. I lost my train of thought. Rob just Rob does that. He just like hits me upside the head with something crazy and then makes me lose my train of thought.
Well, all them short jokes you're telling, Jake got off the couch for us, and you're making fun of him like that. I don't understand.
Jake, did you hear me make a joke at your expense? Thank you. Rob actually is the shortest one in this program right now at 5'2".
Nah, Jake.
So
Jake is 2 inches shorter than me.
Yeah, but he's only 12. He gets a chance to grow still.
Yeah, well, we think
that's why Rob's got such a long beard, because at least something on his body can grow.
Wow.
This guy. But I don't have to color it.
Oh, all right. Oh boy. All right, Jake, Jackson, Scott, thanks again for joining us on the Sticky Side, man. And we look forward to watching you guys throw in the future and seeing y'all win some chips. Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
You got it, man.
I'll see you guys in a couple days. We'll hook up.
Yep.
You'll
We'll be
make
there.
fun of me and I'll laugh.
Definitely.
Love you, Alex.
All right. Y'all be good. Hey, this has been another episode of the Sticky Side. I'm Mike. That's Rob. Throw them straight. We'll see you next time. Bye. All right.
Cause we all just wanna be cornhole stars saying cheap hotels and driving beat up cars. The crowd gets crazy and the beers ain't cheap. We get drunk all day so we just don't eat. And we hang out at the local bar, throwing bags in the hole like we have it all.